4 days have gone by since the German smear incident, and I think it's finally time to talk about it. Enough people have seen it that I could finally make this video. Now, I've been hooked from the start. If you're someone who for some reason doesn't know what's gone on here and you've stumbled upon this video and thought to click on it, one, I love your curiosity, and two, I'm going to show you. So these are the Florida Flipsters, and the name tells you pretty much everything you need to know about them. They're house flippers from Florida. And in classic Florida fashion, they just happen to do things like 2 steps away from normal. It's just off. Well, 4 days ago, they uploaded this video here. This beautiful fireplace that maybe needs a little bit of work. They captioned it, "Trust the process. I promise it's worth it." And they weren't wrong. It is worth it, just not for the reasons they were hoping for. So let's just watch it together, shall we? All right, let's go.
Today we are taking this fireplace from hobbitcore to cottagecore. Now a lot of you suggested that we should just clean the stones and it would brighten it. However, these stones have very large dark grout lines that just look dirty even after a good scrub. So we're going to be trying the German smear technique. It's ironic to me that some people said this was such a millennial trend, when in reality this technique was developed centuries ago and used on castles and buildings all throughout Europe. So in my personal opinion, I think this is actually a timeless look that gives the fireplace an almost old world feel. Let me just say that this
Okay, I'm sorry for stopping it, but just keep in mind, timeless and old world look, okay?
This was a true trust the process project for us, as it was looking a bit scary before we started smoothing out the grout lines with a sponge. It took us multiple hours, but after finessing, it finally started to give us the look that matched our inspiration photos. We are planning on doing a warm, lighter oak style flooring and adding lots of brushed brass lighting, so I felt like the right move was to lighten up this fireplace. We do still need to complete the look by finding a nice chunky wood mantle and of course replacing those ugly sconces, but here is how it turned out. What do you think? Today.
That was it. Here, let me just pop that up. That's it. That's the look. Timeless and old world. She said it was definitely a trust the process scenario. As we started smoothing out the grout lines, it started to match our inspiration better. What was your inspiration? A wedding cake? What the fuck is it? For any of you who don't know or didn't bother looking it up yourselves, like if you've seen this shit here is like German smear, okay? This or that. If it wasn't a house flip, right? If it was their own house, whatever. You know what? Do with it what you will. If you like it, you like it. It's yours. I see that. But like you're flipping this house and then you're dumping this garbage German smear and making it somebody else's problem. If you go back one video, they're like talking about it. And if you read the comment, you have so many people saying, "Leave it. I did the German smear on mine a year or so ago and I wish I could go back." I would not do the German smear. Keep it as is. If you're flipping the house to sell, I wouldn't do an elaborate technique. No smear, no. Begging her not to do a German smear. You gotta see the comments on the German smear. It looks like, oh my god, it looks like Hershey's cookies and cream. Like, have you ever seen a German smear? Is the German smear with us in the room? Maybe the German smear is the friends we made along the way. It turns out pretty good if you watch the video in reverse. You're leaving it like that? I was waiting for the reveal and the video just ended. And that's how I felt the first time. I was like, oh, there's going to be a part 2. But no. That's the final product. Okay, this comment hurts the most. If I was them, I would read this comment and be like, oh, fuck, we fucked up. It's so hard to find a house with character. And then the wrong person finds it. These people now cannot do fucking anything. Anything without getting shit on. So they uploaded another video recently that has quite a few views as well. I'm just gonna show you. It's funny.
Never in my life did I think a fireplace DIY would trigger the internet so much that the app would have to turn on anti-bullying mode.
The app turned on anti-bullying mode on the schmear video.
But moving on, because we have an exciting update. This vaulted ceiling was just begging for a beam, and today we are finally installing one. Due to the size of the beam needed, we knew we'd have to find a faux beam for us to physically be able to have the strength to lift. We found these vintage style wood beams made from foam from a company called Outwater, which ended up being the perfect solution. Luckily, the install process was quick and easy because I do not love heights, and I was happy I had to only hold it up.
Hey, look, I gotta say, not a fan of that beam. I like the idea of how easy it is to just mount a foam beam and have it look like a beam, but that looks like it was colored with markers.
There for like 10 minutes. Of course, this room was just long enough that we had to use the second beam, but luckily they have these rubber straps to hide the seams and to make it all look cohesive. For lighting, we wanted a mid-century kind of funky light to keep in the 70s spirit for the space, and I am so obsessed with the one we ended up choosing. Last but not least, we sourced a chunky mantle for the fireplace that was actually cut from a local Melaleuca tree, which we then sanded and stained to perfectly match the ceiling beam. It is crazy how much the mantle really helped tie everything together, and we are so happy with how the living room is coming along. Hopefully you agree, but if not, I am sure you will let us know. I cannot wait to eventually do the floors, but stay tuned because next up we're tackling the kitchen.
I'm so excited for them to tackle the kitchen. Did you guys notice something about, let's just say about the light? Because if you didn't notice, they mounted the light into the foam beam. Now this seems to be tilting a lot of people because it's like, hey, that's a foam beam that is mounted to the ceiling, and then you're mounting a big light fixture to the foam beam. Is that safe? Now I want to say I'm sure that they did their research, but like after the German Schmier, I don't know, do they research anything? Are we building a set for a high school play? Like, see, now it's just a little mean. Because, like, you even still have people on this video saying, pause, hold on, is that the fireplace's final product? It's, like, people are still fucked up about the fireplace. I don't mind the beam, I'm just so confused about the fireplace. Genuinely. It just looks like it's got wall mud on it. Wall mud! We are not bullying the fireplace is bullying us. Is the fireplace just staying that way? Everything looks like a prop from a tavern scene in a community play. Oh, God. Okay. I'm so excited for them to do more renovations. Holy shit. The fact that the app itself had to turn on anti-bullying. Anyways, guys, I thought that would just be a fun little thing to talk about. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like down below. And if you're new here, you don't have to do that anymore. Just subscribe. But anyways, guys, with all that out of the way, I hope you have yourselves a fantastic day. And I'll see you next time.